Thank you very much. I firmly believe that all of us, every person on this earth, has a champion that lives down deep inside of him, that can come up with tremendous things to overcome tremendous obstacles, whether in the business world or in the personal life. Why do I believe that? I believe it because I've seen it in my life. And whether you're in the Olympic arena or whether you're in the business arena, it makes no difference. It's still competition. So your greatest competitor is not the other store down the street. Your greatest competition is yourself, to be able to come up with the performance to overcome the obstacles. That's what I would like to talk about today, finding that champion within. Competition. Today in our society, we have to be a competitor. There is no question about it. I mean, you just look in this room. All the competitions in the room. You know, we got the Ralphs, we got the Safeways, we got the Lucky's. Gelson's? Gelson's? There they are, I knew. Gelson's, Calabasas. Yes, that's where we get our produce. Great produce department. And it is extremely important that we be a competitor. Because just like in this room, everybody's competing, trying to come up with the best products at the best price. The capitalistic system in the United States, based on competition. This country has thrived on competition. But the most important competition and the toughest competitor that you're going to have is not the Ralphs or the Lucky's going up against each other. The toughest competition is right down deep inside. Where does it all start? It starts with a dream. You know, we're the only species on Earth that has the ability to dream about the future, or where we want to kind of project ourselves, and where we want to put ourselves, and where we want our business to be down the line, a year, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years down the line. We can dream about the future. We have to take our dreams one step further. It's one thing just to be in the business, but it's another thing to really grow in the business. But the most significant thing of the 1972 Olympic Games was not the competition. Because since nobody expected me to be there, certainly nobody expected me to do anything in the games, you know, so no pressure on me. I'm going to go in there, compete the best I can. I wanted to get in the top 10. I figured if I get the top 10 in the world, it was only the 10th decathlon of my life. I've only been doing this for 2 years. I'm doing really, really, really well. I'm ahead of the game. So I snuck into 10th place, but the most significant thing happened right after the competition was over with. I stood off on the sides, kind of in the shadow of the Olympic Stadium. And I watched for the first time in my life, live, happening right in front of me. Seen it happen on TV, but never happening right in front of me. I saw an Olympic gold medal ceremony. This gentleman, his name was Nikolai Avilov of the Soviet Union, stood on top of the platform. He had just won an Olympic gold medal in the decathlon. He had just set a new world record in the decathlon. A new Olympic record in the decathlon. I'm back in 10th place. I'm in awe of this gentleman and what he has just accomplished. They played the Soviet national anthem. I stood at attention in respect to this gentleman and what he has just accomplished. But as I'm standing off on the side and looking what was happening right in front of me, I said to myself, hey, look at it. I'm a kid. I'm 22 years old. I've only run 10 decathlons in my life. I've gone so much farther than I ever thought I would ever go. What if I take the next 4 years of my life and every minute of every day I do whatever I can do just to test myself to see how good I can become? And I want to stand on top of that platform. I could see it. I could feel it. I could almost reach out and grab it. It was that close. But I said, that is what I want out of life. I'll retire 4 years from now and move on in life, because sports is but a game. It's just a game. And then move on to the more serious things in life. But for the next 4 years of my life, every minute of every day, I want to test myself to see how good I can become. And I want to give it everything I got to see if I have what it takes to stand on top of that platform. It was not a dream anymore. It was a decision of what I wanted out of life. I knew what I wanted. I could see it, feel it. All I have to do is get out there and go for it. Our destiny in life is not going to be determined by the dreams that we have. Dreaming about what we want the business to be a year from now, 2 years from now, on and on and on. We have to make concrete, gut-wrenching decisions down where that champion lives about what we want out of life. We have to see it, we have to feel it, we have to know exactly where we want to go before we even have a chance of getting there. And you have to make the decision down on your soul. Next thing, I'm coming back on the airplane. And I remember sitting there in the plane and looking out, and it's a beautiful day, and I'm coming back from Munich, and I'm thinking to myself in that quiet moment, I'm thinking, oh, man, you know what? You know what you want. You know where you're going. How are you ever going to pull this thing off? What do? I don't know. Work hard, train, you know, run more miles, lift more weights. I don't know. First thing I got to do is I got to go a place. Not only has great facilities, has the tracks and, you know, all the stuff, and great weather, but I got to go to a place where there's great athletes, where the great athletes train. And I want to train with them. I want to learn from them. It's like a mentoring program. They call it the mastermind principle. You find out what you want to do and what you want to become in life, and you go and associate with those people. Training with the best athletes in the world and learning from them in all the 10 different events. Performance levels started coming up. Strength started coming up. My 1974, 2 years later, got ranked #1 in the world, had an undefeated season. I had gone from this level up to the next level. And so Vince says to me, I'll tell you what, let me ask you a few questions. Vince, all right, yeah, all right, fire away. Hit me with a few questions about where you're at right now. He said, all right, the games are about a year away, almost a year to the day away. He goes, do you want to win the games? Oh, do you want to improve your business? Of course you want to improve your business, you know? Do I want to win the games? Hey, Vince, it's you and me. We're out here 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, working on it, putting the miles in, running, lifting the weight, putting in the technical work. Of course I want to win the games. Do you want to improve your business? Of course you want to improve your business. He said, I'll tell you what. Let me rephrase the question. And you know what? It was such a simple, simple little question. But when it went into my head, nothing came out. He said, is winning the games the most important thing in your life? To win the games. Nothing came out. Is it the most important thing in my life to win the games? I said, I don't know, Vince. I got to think about that. I knew that spark was missing down deep inside. Something was wrong. Something was missing. And in my head, I was thinking, you know what? You're putting all your eggs in this one basket, the decathlon. You know, I'm thinking, you got to be a more well-rounded human being. You've got to this level. You don't know how to get to the next level. Come on, let's be a more well-rounded human being, you know? You're nothing special. Let's keep all the other areas of your life going. Be a well-rounded human being, you know, keep family, friends, and all that kind of stuff, because it's kind of scary to put all your eggs in that one basket. Actually, I was in the insurance business at the time. Yes, sold for New England Life. Actually, I spent as much time in the insurance business as the average insurance man spends training for the decathlon. You can understand. But think about keeping all these other areas of your life going and on and on and on. And then this simple question, is winning the games the most important thing in your life? I didn't have an answer. I said, Vince, I got to think about this. Can't answer it yet. So I got up with my dog Bertha. We start running down this golf course. This simple little question's going through my head, and I got to come up with an answer. How important is winning? It's really the question. I said, okay, you got to evaluate the answers. What if you say maybe it isn't the most important thing in your life? Because you're thinking about protecting yourself, keeping the insurance business going, being a well-rounded human being, you're nothing really that special. And you say, well, maybe it's the most important thing in my life. Hey, it doesn't work. Maybes don't work here. It's a yes or no answer. So let's evaluate the answers. What if you say, no, it isn't the most important thing in your life to win the games? Before you say that, think about it for a second. Before you say no. The food you consume every day is food for energy, so you can go out there and train, to work, to have the energy to go out and do it. You physically spend 6 to 8 hours a day, every day training, running the miles, lifting the weights, doing the technical work, on and on and on. It's a full-time job. When you're not physically on the track, you're at home. And you're thinking about what training should be, about competition coming up. I used to keep a hurdle in my living room at night. So as I watched television, I could do like slow motion exercises and stretching exercises while I watched TV at night. And then at night when you sleep, you dream about the games, you dream about technical work, On and on and on. If you say, no, this isn't the most important thing in your life, you're kidding yourself, big fella, because you know what? You're totally consumed by this 24 hours a day. But what if you say, yes, it is the most important thing in my life? And then you go to the games and you lose. Do you like die? Is like life over with if you've admitted that it's that important to you? I don't know. I got to reach real deep into where that champion lives down deep inside of every one of us, and I got to say, hey, look it. I feel like I have to answer the question yes, but before I answer it, I got to do some soul searching here. I got to say, you know what? I have to have enough confidence in myself as a human being that I can overcome failure. That I got a family structure, I got friends, I'm smart enough, I got all the other things that, you know what, I can overcome failure. It's going to hurt. I don't know, it might take me a day to recover, it might take me a week. Who knows, it might take me 10 years of my life to recover from failure. But you know what? I can recover from failure and go on with life, and life will be good. What I have to do today, just like everybody in this room, what we have to do today is we have to prepare ourselves to win. So I went back to Vince, and he was still stretching out. Sat down beside him, started stretching out. I said, hey, you know what, Vince? I said, to answer your question, yeah. Winning the games is the most important thing in my life. As soon as I said that, man, my stomach like boom, turned over. My heart starts pounding. It goes 150, just sitting there. The adrenal glands start pumping out the adrenaline. Boom, 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 boom. I'm sitting there on this golf course, man. All of a sudden, I realized what was missing. And that was the level of commitment that I was giving to myself. I went to the next competition. About 3 weeks later, big meet. United States, Poland, and the Soviet Union. There was a gentleman showing up in Eugene, Oregon. His name was Nikolai Avilov of the Soviet Union. The last time I saw this gentleman, he was standing on top of a platform 3 years earlier in Munich. He was the Olympic champion and the world record holder. I was ranked #1 in the world. I went into that competition. I put my hands on the starting line of that first event. I knew exactly what I wanted out of life and how important it was for me to win. Scored 8,524 points that day. Broke the world record, got my 85 and 75. But I learned something. I learned about commitment. You want to take your business to the next level? Make a greater commitment to yourself, not to anybody else. You don't have to talk to anybody about this. To yourself, when you do that little soul talking. It's about commitment to the cause and what we want out of life. It's what's going to make the difference. It's your commitment level. All of a sudden, I was a different human being from that day on. I knew that that was the attitude I had to have for that final year leading up to the games. I will deal with failure on the 30th of July in 1976. I'm not dealing with it now. I'm going after the win. Don't dream about the future. It's the decisions that you make is going to put you on a great journey in life. The commitment that you give to that dream, that decision that you've made, is going to make the difference. And then finally, using everything that you have in your brain, the pressure, the fear, all these things, to work for you, not against you, is going to make the difference. And finalizing this thing up, my 4 words, broken it down, 4 words, keys to success. You ready? Gamble, cheat, lie, and steal. Oh, sure. Nice speech all the time. Finally, I say this, and the whole group starts, the biggest reaction so far. Gamble, cheat, lie, and steal. Now we know what our protos. Okay. Why do I say gamble, cheat, lie, and steal? Let me explain. Gamble. Gamble your best shot in life. Dare to take risks. Life has got to be a great adventure or it's nothing. Cheat. Cheat those who would have you be less than you are. Surround yourself with positive people, uplifting people, people who want to see you do well. Turn around and help them, and you're truly a champion. Lie. Lie in the arms of those that you love. Hey, when it comes right down to it, it's all we have is one another. Never take the love that you give or the love that you receive for granted. And finally, steal. Steal every moment of happiness. Live every day as if it was your last, because we never know when that day is going to come. And my final thing that I have to say to you is always believe in the power of you. You all have a champion that lives down deep inside. Thank you very much, and have a great year.